It's 50%, is that correct? Something like that? Where'd she go? There she is. Savage and whatever else. Critical damage, of course. Critical damage, attack, and speed boots, actually. She doesn't even have attack on her, so that's not that bad. We got attack, critical damage, and attack. Could one of the healers in your Doom Tower Sorath? Could easily be one of my healers there. Could easily be one of my healers in the Nether Spider, right? We know that. But Sorath is easiest to beat with few champions, and really with just like a Melga, a Reviver. Sorath is one of those bosses where it's much easier to go in there with fewer and just bring your burns just like with somebody else that keeps that burn person alive. Sorath's the easiest way to beat Sorath, because the more you try to nuke it with more Legos and Legos upon Legos and all that stuff, it's actually counterproductive. Because then you have all these Legos in there and all these other champions that don't have 300 plus resistance. They're all getting frozen all the time. They're causing Sorath to take additional turns over additional turns. They're removing all your buffs anyways because you don't have enough resistance. The best thing to do is bring your burn person with 300 accuracy and bring it to that burn set the rest up. Yo, Yakuza and Assassin, what's going on? Long time no see. Come back from deployment? Yeah, I'm still around, buddy. I am. Welcome back. I hope your deployment went well. I am here. I've been here every day probably since you left. You didn't realize Melga hit that hard? Yeah, Melga hit hard. Really hard. Anytime you can ignore defense. I mean, look at this ability. 50% of the target's defense when attacking with a shield on. Heals the champion 50% of the damage inflicted. The shield buff on this champion. But first you come on with this one. 25% of the target's defense. So you put her in.
I'm behind them.
And we get a turn if she's at full health. And then she's going to take a turn and then you're going to come chop them up with this one. And then this one she gets shield and ignores 30% of the target's defense. Almost like King Garage, where he can ignore 20%. Almost like that, except for this girl can hit. Except for that girl can do some damage, you know? And this guy is a piece of shit. A legendary damage that I pulled and was happy to pull, but you know how these new Legos are. Yeah, she is pretty cute, right? With the freckles and the red hair? I think so too.